The Cincinnati Brawl made national news. You had politicians, you had J.D. Vance talking about it, and they were describing the black people in those videos, which appear very bad, as black racist mob that was attacking these so-called victims. Now, some media sources are reporting, not all, this is not making national news because it will make a lot of people look bad. Well, there's video that came out of that day of that white male screaming out racial slurs amongst a crowd of black people. And of course, it was a verbal altercation, and as people try to stop it, this man proceeds to slap a black male in his face, and that's when the fight was on. He got a brutal beatdown, and I just want to make this clear. Yes, I think people should get arrested on that side, but we have to have a call to action of the white male that slapped and screamed out racial slurs, and people try so hard to make it about hate crime. Hate crime is ruled out when you put hands on somebody and you're the one screaming out racial slurs.
I told you guys that I'll be covering this story in Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Brawl that happened, I think it was July 26th, when we saw the video of the W man slapping the face of a black man, and then a melee ensued and all hell broke loose. And in the aftermath of that, there were 6 black people arrested for that. And the city of Cincinnati is still waiting. Like, when are there going to be any of the W folks arrested? We know that there was a W woman knocked out, cold. She's doing interviews all over the place. We saw Vice President J.D. Vance speak on it. We saw Senator Marino say that he's not going to send no money to Cincinnati unless they rectify the situation. I mean, the racism right now is at an all-time high. But there was a black man that was given the highest bail, and he posted $27,000 to get himself out of jail. But prosecutors are saying that he started the whole thing, and they want his bail raised. They want him back in prison. They want his bail raised because they said that his bail was not low enough. He should still be in prison, right? The media is just using all kinds of words to incriminate these black people before they even really see their full day in court. But let's look at, for fair use, let's look at what the news is reporting now when this man was back in court. Check this out.
Several different stories, one violent night, and prosecutors calling last month's melee downtown a vicious and violent attack. Defense attorneys say it was a drunken brawl.
Yeah, and today
Judge Alan Triggs arraigned each defendant individually, even though they've all been indicted on the same charges: felonious assault, and aggravated rioting. One defense attorney said, please make sure that you consider each defendant and consider the arguments separately.
The video shows when some of the individuals go on the ground, Mr. Merriweather walks away.
Montanez Merriweather was the first to be arraigned today. He is the one who was actually out on bond in a separate weapons case when the downtown assault took place. Judge Triggs kept his bond at $500,000, the highest of all of the defendants. The 2 women defendants, Dakira Vernon and Aisha Devon, had theirs lowered to $25,000 and are allowed to post 10%. Aside from the bond issue, we also heard more details about what allegedly happened from the prosecutor. Defense attorneys, though, disagreed with the prosecutor's story.
Throughout the short duration of this case, several defense counsels said that racial epithets were thrown at these people. That was 1 minute and 47 seconds into this brutal beatdown. Were the words said? Yes. Were they inappropriate? Absolutely. But these poor people were being assaulted, stomped, WWE style elbow drops onto pavement.
This is a typical fistfight case that you have in Cincinnati time and time again. This case is being treated differently and inappropriately because of race and people trying to acquire and obtain political gain for their selfish reasons.
Prosecutors also addressed that slap today, the slap that everyone is talking about, the one where you see the white guy slapping one of the defendants, Jermaine Matthews. And the prosecutor said that actually happened 47 seconds into the assault. The prosecutor said it happened after one of the victims was assaulted. Reporting live downtown, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
Yeah, I think that's why so many people are just saying, okay, how did all of this start? And of course, the chief is saying we got to wait for the investigation to be complete. Karen, I'm also wondering, what about that sixth suspect? I believe his name is Patrick Rosemond. When is he going to be arraigned?
Yeah, Cherie, some of you may remember he's the one who was actually arrested in Georgia near Atlanta. He was supposed to be brought back to Hamilton County, and everyone was hoping he was going to be arraigned today with the others. However, he was not yet extradited to Hamilton County. They are hoping, though, he is sometime between now and tomorrow, and he can get arraigned sometime tomorrow.
All right, Karen Johnson live on this story that continues to unfold.
And see, you can see this prosecutor, you can see his racism just oozing out his pores when he's talking, because, you know, he said, yeah, the racial epithets was used, but there was a but. No. See, this is the thing. This is the thing I want people that watch this video understand, whether you black, white, Chinese, whatever you are. Foundational black Americans, what happened to us in this country happened to us here, right? When you talk to the Japanese and they talk about the bombing during World War II, they remember their history and they talk about their history. They have there's Pearl Harbor. There's all kinds of things that people around the world remembers, and they make sure the world never forgets what happened to them, so it never happens again. But when it comes to us, these white folks are saying, these W folks are saying these racial epithets, and you got this W man that's a prosecutor up there saying, yeah, but they said that while they were into the meeting. First of all, our civil rights is being viciously violated by the media, because we're supposed to have equal protection under the law. And we know that our image has never been protected equally under the law. So now when you're using the media to demonize a group of people that's never even had their day in court yet, that's a direct violation of your civil rights. Direct violation. Where's the Black Caucus and the black leadership at on this? I mean, this is a direct violation. No, everybody's quiet. So we seen the brother up there, the black lawyer Clive. He's up there saying that this is pure racism. And this is people trying to push their political agenda to advance themselves politically based off of this, as a springboard based off of this. They don't care nothing about those W folks or those black lives that's been, all the lives that's being affected by this. We know that they have video everywhere. There was an eyewitness black man that spoke about this when Fox News interviewed him in a barbershop. He told him everything, but it's going on deaf ears. Because again, like I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying it. This is a direct violation of our civil rights. But nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. The media is not supposed to be portraying those black people that way in the media like that without them having any convictions. But again, the prosecutor in this case even showed more of his anti-black racism, and he doubled down when he did this.
Well, a day of dueling narratives inside a Hamilton County courtroom. 5 of the 6 people indicted in last month's assault downtown facing a judge today.
The prosecutors laying out what they say happened. Defense attorneys telling a different story, as you can imagine. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson live right now outside the courthouse, walking us through everything that happened today. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, hey, Mike, that's right. 5 of the 6 appeared individually in front of Judge Alan Triggs, and this was their first court appearance since the grand jury indictments. And really today, prosecutors gave the clearest version yet of what they say happened last month. Prosecutors calling these 2 men, Dominique Kittle and Jermaine Matthews, the instigators, saying they were the first to approach the victims.
Told them they were at the wrong, quote unquote, the wrong party, and that they were going to make sure that they got off that quarter, and that's what they did.
Matthews' attorney claims some of the victims went to the corner looking for a fight and began kicking Matthews' car.
Those individuals were attacking his car for no reason. That was the catalyst of everything that happened. It was a mutual combat. It was a brawl.
Defense attorneys standing united on what they say this was.
A blind man can see, and everybody in this city knows, if you remove race and you remove politics, this is a fist fight and a brawl that was fueled by alcohol consumption, and that was initiated by some of the alleged victims.
Prosecutors, on the other hand, described this as a vicious and savage attack, with the 2 female defendants interjecting themselves into the melee.
She kicked, she stomped, and had direct contact that caused concussions to these 2 particular victims.
Prosecutor Kip Guinan says this slap everyone is talking about came 47 seconds into the assault after someone was already beaten, and the racial slurs.
That was 1 minute and 47 seconds into this brutal beatdown. Were the words said? Yes. Were they inappropriate? Absolutely. But these poor people were being assaulted, stomped, WWE style elbow drops onto pavement. One woman was knocked out to the point that her head hit the pavement. We could be here on a homicide.
And the sixth person who was indicted was not arraigned because you may remember he was actually arrested in Georgia. He has not yet been brought back to Hamilton County. As for the bonds, it varies defendant by defendant. Both women had theirs lowered to $25,000. They could pose 10%. Meriwether had the highest bond at $500,000. His remains at $500,000. And we have a breakdown of all of that on our website, WLWT.com. Reporting live tonight downtown, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
Karen, so many videos of that incident. Both sides actually brought up surveillance video of the fights, making it clear that we out here, the public, we have not seen all of them. Can you explain that?
Yeah, it's very clear we haven't. Alex Deardoff, one of the defense attorneys, she says she has 20 different videos in her possession. The prosecutor says they have 2 videos from the sides of cameras that only the detectives and the prosecutor has seen. It has not been made public. Then Brandon Fox, another defense attorney, says he was given another video from a witness that captures the entire thing. So there are a lot of videos that clearly the public has not seen what happened from start to end.
All right, Karen Johnson, live.
Now we've seen the prosecuting attorney, but we've seen the prosecutor. But now we know that the attorneys for the 6 individuals in this case, they all have like individual videos from the public of people that was recording. They also have the videos from the businesses, right? So that the one female attorney, she has video from an eyewitness that witnessed the whole thing from start to finish, right? Clive also have video footage, and they said that this thing initially started from the W folks drunk coming out of the bars, kicking people's cars. Now, this is the thing, right? The DA and the senator knows this. What they're mad at is some black people defended themselves, and they defended themselves in a very vicious way because they were being attacked. They were being, we could see in the video that there was people breaking it up and telling them to go ahead. They kept coming back. Now, this is the question, though, like that was asked. Why didn't he just walk away? There's video footage of when they had a confrontation, and you can see the black guy in the middle telling them to go away. They back up, but they didn't leave. They kept staying. And then they show video footage again of them engaging. Again, they walk away. Then the last video footage of the man reaching his hand and striking somebody, and then all hell breaking loose. The question I would ask Senator Marino is, why didn't that W man walk away? Why didn't he walk away? So you're mad at the black guy saying that he agitated the situation, but the W guy could have left. Had he left, this whole situation would have never happened. Had he just walked away, the W woman that was knocked out would have never been knocked out because they would have walked away. They would have went home. But again, in this country is racist. And we've been telling you guys that. A lot of you immigrants that come here and you see this type of stuff, things that we've been warning you about, what you guys are going through. We've been warning you. And then you guys see, well, they're coming for you next. And I'll tell you, they never stop coming for us. We've never stopped being under this rainstorm. It's been like this for us since the creation of America. Right? It's been like that for us. It's been like this for us. So when you see these things, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna make it clear. This is a direct violation of our civil rights. When under the Civil Rights Act of 57, we're supposed to have equal protection under the law. Equal protection, it means our bodies, our images, our everything. Our images have been tainted and destroyed in this country through media and through so many other factors, right? Where people have preconceived notion about us even before they come to this country, right? So now when you see something like this happen and all of the facts is not out, and the media using all their news publications to paint these black people as violent criminal thugs, bringing up their past history and all this kind of stuff without doing this to the white folks, you're not receiving equal protection under the law. So now when it's time for them to go into court and you have a jury, the jury's already tainted by what the media has put out already. There's already a preconceived notion about these black people already. See how they do us? And they do it to you like that all the time. all the time. Whether a man is innocent until proven guilty, right? But not a black person. You're all guilty, especially when it's confrontation with a W, folks. Right? They got video cameras everywhere. Why haven't this guy been charged yet? And the DA is telling you that they're not going to charge him. So it don't matter what the black power structure, the black leadership structure is in Cincinnati. That chief of police don't give a damn. They don't care. It's 2025. You put your hands on the W folk. You out of line, and we got to punish you for it. And this is the way it go. But as far as the Cincinnati Brawl, this is the latest. Whenever something else come down the pike, I'll be reporting it. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love you all. Till the next time. Peace.